Could breaking a habit be as simple as breathing? Taro sat on the edge of the cliff, staring into the valley below. For years he had tried to rid himself of habits that weighed him down, but the harder he fought, the tighter their grip became. Smoking, biting his nails, mindlessly eating, they clung to him like shadows, following him wherever he went. It seemed like no matter how much he wanted to break free, something always pulled him back. How does one let go of what has been a part of them for so long? Taro had asked himself this question over and over, but no answer ever came. A voice interrupted his thoughts. The wind does not fight the leaves, does it? Startled, Taro turned to see Master Sho, the monk he had been seeking, standing just behind him. The old man's face was serene, his eyes soft but piercing, like he could see right through Taro's confusion. Taro bowed respectfully. I have heard of you, Master, Taro began, his voice shaking slightly. I've come here to learn how to break free from the bad habits that have controlled my life. I've tried everything, but nothing seems to work. Master Sho gave a small smile, his eyes flickering with amusement. You are not the first to come to this mountain with such a request, but before we talk of breaking habits, tell me this, why do you wish to break them? Taro was taken aback. The answer seemed obvious, but when he opened his mouth to speak, he found himself at a loss for words. I want to be better, Taro stammered. I want to live a life free from the things that weigh me down. Master Sho nodded. And yet, you cling to these habits as though they are precious to you. Taro's eyes widened in shock. I don't want them. They make me miserable. The monk turned his gaze to the valley below, his voice calm and steady. Habits are like stones. Some are light, some are heavy, but all of them are carried in your mind. The more you resist them, the more you feed them with your energy. Taro felt frustration bubbling up. But how do I stop? I've tried everything. I've made promises to myself, set goals, even punished myself when I failed, but nothing has worked. Master Sho shook his head slowly. You do not break a habit by fighting it, Taro. That only gives it more power over you. Taro stared at him, confused. Then what am I supposed to do? The monk walked over to the cliff's edge and sat down, motioning for Taro to join him. Taro hesitated, then sat beside him, feeling the cool morning breeze brush against his skin. Watch the wind, Master Sho said simply. Taro frowned, but he did as he was told. He watched the way the wind stirred the leaves on the trees below, how it moved through the grass and caused the flowers to sway. It was so natural, so effortless. The wind did not push or pull, it merely flowed. Your habits are like the wind, Master Sho said softly. They come and go, but the more you resist, the more you suffer. Taro looked at him, realization slowly dawning. Are you saying I should just let them be? The monk smiled. Not quite. I am saying that you must observe them without attachment, without judgment. When a bad habit arises, acknowledge it, but do not react. Let it pass like the wind. Taro thought about this for a moment. It seemed too simple, too passive. But what if the habit is strong? What if it comes back over and over? Master Sho chuckled softly. It will. But every time it does, it becomes a little weaker. The more you observe it without giving it energy, the more it loses its hold on you. Eventually, it will fade away, like a leaf carried off by the wind. For the next few days, Taro practiced this new way of thinking. Whenever he felt the urge to smoke or bite his nails, he would stop, take a deep breath, and simply observe the feeling. He would watch it rise within him, acknowledge it, and then let it pass without giving in. At first it was difficult. The habits felt stronger than ever, and Taro found himself on the verge of giving in more than once. But he remembered Master Sho's words and resisted the urge to react. Slowly, he began to notice a change. The urges became less frequent, less intense. They no longer held the same power over him. One evening, Taro sat with Master Sho on the temple steps, watching the sunset. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Taro felt a sense of peace that he hadn't known in years. You have made progress, Master Sho said. breaking the silence. Taro smiled. It wasn't easy, but I'm starting to understand what you meant. The more I let go, the less control my habits have over me. The monk nodded. You see, Taro, breaking a habit is not about force or willpower. It is about awareness, about letting go of the attachment to the habit. Once you realize that it is not a part of you, but merely a passing thought or desire, it loses its grip. Taro looked out at the horizon, feeling lighter than he had in a long time. I used to think that habits defined who I was, but now I see that they're just things I've picked up along the way. Master Sho smiled knowingly. Exactly. And now that you know this, you are free to choose what you carry and what you let go of. As the sun dipped below the mountains, Taro felt a sense of clarity wash over him. He had come to this mountain searching for a way to break his bad habits, and in doing so, he had discovered something much deeper. The key to breaking free wasn't in fighting the habits, but in observing them, in letting them come and go like the wind. For the first time in his life, Taro felt truly free. The chains of his bad habits had been loosened, not by force, but by awareness, by the simple act of letting go. And in that moment, he realized that he didn't need to become someone else to break his bad habits. He just needed to be fully present, fully aware, and allow himself to flow with the rhythm of life, like the wind moving through the trees.